Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever episode of Talking Smack. I'm your host of today's show, Giddy Paper 281 from FRJ Productions. And on the last episode of Smackdown Live, we didn't have enough time to, have the episode, but we do have some time today. And guys, I want to go ahead and start things off with saying that we had Nate Danger going up against Mr. Kennedy to start off the show. Really good match. Excellent. One of the best shows of the night. It was a good way to kick things off. Ultimately, Nate Danger was able to defeat Mr. Kennedy and therefore pick up the win. And then, of course, later on, we had the Dudley Boys go up against Colonel and The Undertaker, in which the winning tag team would be the next contenders for the tag team championships. And then later on, of course, we had Noah Todd go one-on-one with Drew McIntyre. So, excuse me. We actually have Drew McIntyre right here in the building. There he is right there. Welcome, Drew McIntyre, and everybody please welcome him. So, Drew McIntyre, you came back here. You came back here on SmackDown Live. You got drafted, and you had your first match back at a major pay-per-view here on SmackDown Live, exclusive nonetheless. How was it like to get it back out there and go up against Noah Todd?
You know, lad, I came back here WWE, and I came here to do my best. I came here for one thing and one thing only. That's to become the next WWE champion. And next thing you know, I have to fight guys like Noah Todd. That's fine. I'll fight guys like Noah Todd. I'll fight guys like Nate Danger. You throw anyone near me and against me, just know that I'm going to be getting my opportunity real soon to come.
Alright, I got a couple questions here for you. I understand where you're coming from, but as to where you were in the match, how did it feel going up against Noah Todd, and how did you figure out how to win?
Well, you see, lad, when you're here in the WWE, you gotta be ready for anything, and that anything was pretty much a lot here today when I fought Noah Todd. When I fought Noah Todd, we fought for quite a bit amount of minutes, and to be honest with you, I've been built and trained my hardest ever since I've been trying to get back here in WWE, and I had to work on a very lot of cardio. And when I was stepping in the ring with Noah Todd, I've seen him wrestle before. I've seen him wrestle many other places, and once I got in the ring with him, I knew his weaknesses, and it's his cocky attitude. When I got in the ring with him, he wasn't prepared for what I had on the game plan tonight, and that was just so easy for me to dethrone the guy like Noah Todd.
Alright, so one last question before we let you go, Drew. Brutus had a great, I would have to say a 5-star match. It was a pretty good match. Some people probably not say it's a 5-star, but in my eyes, I could view it as a 5-star match. How do you game plan for a guy like Brutus? How do you prepare for somebody who's been a multiple-time world champion, 6 times nonetheless, and he's probably the longest reigning champion out of all the custom superstars? Actually, he is the longest reigning WWE champion out of all the custom superstars. How do you prepare for someone like that? And how do you prepare and game plan for a guy with that much experience as champion?
Well, you see, lad, what you gotta do is, when you're with Brutus, you gotta be pretty much, you gotta have at least 2 or 3 game plans going into the matchup. You see, I've seen Brutus fought before on my television, and I've actually been in the back on SmackDown Live where I've seen him actually compete on the brand itself. And I know that if you go in with one game plan, you're not walking out champion. You're not walking away with a victory. And you gotta take risks. But you see here, not only you don't have to take risks if you don't want to. Like for me, I'm not a risk taker. I'm a strategist, and I game plan for everything. I prepare for every situation that could possibly happen in a wrestling match that I go up against with my opponent. When I fight against Brutus, the day I'm gonna fight Brutus one day. I don't know when that's gonna be, but it's gonna be soon down the road eventually. And when I do go against him, it's gonna be a one-on-one, and I don't know if I'm going to be fighting for the championship, but I know when I fight him, I'm going to have to take in at least 3 game plans, because I know he's going to at least kill 1 or 2, and I'm going to have to be prepared for that 3rd to come in and compete with him at the highest level possibly here on SmackDown Live.
Alright, well, that wow, just pretty much. I mean, you sound like a guy who does, you're talking like world champion to me. You're talking like an actual champion, and rightfully so. You have been an intercontinental champion before, so I mean I understand that. But what you're saying right now, that's world championship thought processing material right there. And I believe one day you will be the world champion here on SmackDown Live. You and Brutus can do many great things. But thanks for the time, though, Drew McIntyre. It was a pleasure having you here. Congratulations on your match earlier tonight, and good luck down the road.
Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate it too. And I'll see everybody on the next episode of SmackDown Live as I again prove to the world why I deserve to be next in line for the WWE Championship. I'll see you later, lad.
All right. And then later on in the night, everybody, we had the Tag Team Championships on the line on SmackDown Live as Eric Rowan and Luke Harper went up against the team of Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, having Seth Rollins in their corner. The Shield went up against the former Wyatt family, but it's just Harper and Rowan now. The Tag Team Champions were successful, and they put on one hell of a show. And throughout the matchup, it looked like Harper and Rowan were going to capture the tag titles on a couple of occasions until Seth Rollins interrupted the matchup and cost the pinfall victory. Everybody, later on in the contest, we had a no-holds-barred match between Lisa Smith and Camilla for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Really good matchup. Camilla put on a show. She got a rematch clause tonight, but Lisa Smith was able to retain the championship with the crystal clear finishing maneuver. And then, of course, in the semi-main event, the new United States champion Dynamic Smith defended his championship for the first time ever here at Vengeance and was unsuccessful in retaining it as he lost the championship to Bo Wiz, who is now a two-time United States champion. And of course in the main event, we had Brutus go one-on-one with Hades, and they went about for 7 minutes, and they put on a really good showing. I enjoyed every second of it, but unfortunately for Hades, Brutus was able to retain and walk out with the WWE Championship. So everybody, please welcome my guest at this time, the loser of the main event, Hades. And everybody, go ahead and please welcome him. Welcome, Hades. I got a couple questions to ask you. So, earlier tonight, you had an opportunity to win and become a 3-time world champion and win your first ever WWE Championship. What went wrong out there?
What went wrong?
Yeah.
I gotta say this. People always I felt like there was a distraction. That's how he won, son, because of people supporting him.
Okay. I was gonna say that, so you feel like the WWE Universe were distracting you by cheering Brutus and booing you out the building. That's what you're telling me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But besides outside of the match, what happened inside the ring that went wrong? Because it looked like you had a good game plan going in, but it looked like you failed to execute it.
Tried to get the claw in.
Okay.
Gotta say, he's really one of the tough opponents I've seen out there in the ball game.
Okay.
And I gotta say, ever since I got a big push, I feel like I'm always getting big hitters, big home runners. I like that. I like more competition. So you know what? I want a rematch.
Okay, so you want a rematch, and I understand that, but Hades, it looks like there's quite a bit of people in line and trying to get the next championship opportunity. Me personally, what's it gonna have to? Do you feel like you deserve it more than anybody, or do you feel like you should straight away be in the number 1 contenders match?
I feel like I deserve it. Because look at what I put it out there.
Okay.
I put a really good hard match out there, and I tried my best.
You did.
I want another chance.
Understandable. understandable. And one last thing, Hades. What are you gonna do next time you see what are you gonna do next time you see Brutus in a match?
When I beat Brutus again, I'll be the king. And I promise, WWE Universe, that I'm gonna shock you.
No, you're not.
Okay. Well, thanks for the time, and thanks for the interview. Well, that's all the time we have for today on Talking Smack, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Have a good one. Cut, and that's a wrap.